Hi guys! I was doing some yard work the other day and I thought maybe you might be interested in seeing how I cut the lawn. Okay, this is what I use to cut the lawn. It is a real lawnmower, and a real lawnmower doesn't have a motor, as you can see. Especially because my lawn is pretty small and I don't need a gas-powered motor. That's part of the reason why I like the real mower, because I don't have to put gas in it, I don't have to put oil in it, I don't have to worry about changing spark plugs or anything breaking down. And it's a lot easier to store that way when you don't have to put all of those things in it. The only thing it really needs done to it is an occasional spray with WD-40, and sometimes I need to sharpen it. I've only sharpened it once since I've had it, and I've had it for maybe 5 or 6 years, something like that. It is working just fine. The only other maintenance thing that I need to do is occasionally adjust the blade so that the cutting blade is able to cut the grass. And that's pretty easy to do. I can do that myself. I don't have to have anybody else do it for me. Also, it's really quiet. I can listen to music while I'm mowing, and I'm not disturbing any of the neighbors. Another thing is it's not kicking up any dust. I don't have to deal with exhaust fumes, so it's got to be better for the environment. And I've heard it's healthier to cut the grass with the real mower. It gives it a straight cut like a pair of scissors would do, instead of mangling it all up. So it's supposed to be a healthier cut for the lawn. I don't really know. I don't really have any beautiful grass to speak of. My lawn is full of different kinds of little flowers and dandelions and all sorts of variety, which I don't mind at all because I kind of like seeing clover and I kind of like seeing little flowers, so that's okay. It's not this perfect little carpet, but my real mower works just fine on it. So those are the reasons why I like it. Here it is in action, and it is actually cutting the lawn, and it looks just about the same as any other mowed lawn would look if they have dandelions and flowers and little things like that and clover. So I really like it, and I've used it for many years, the same one for many years, and it only cost about $100 to buy, and it's I just really like it. It's kind of ratty looking right now because I've put it to a lot of good use, and I'm getting a lot of good exercise with it too. It is a little bit harder to push than a power motor, but I don't mind the exercise. And like I said, my lawn is pretty small, so it doesn't take me that long to do it. I'm saving money overall, and that's a huge bonus to me. If you are interested in purchasing a real mower, I think you're going to be surprised at how well it works. If you have a small lawn, you'll probably be pretty happy with it. But in order to get the best use of it, here are some of my tips. You should probably mow the lawn once a week to keep up with it. If you let the grass get too tall, the mower won't be able to cut it as easily. It can be done. I've mowed some grass that was pretty tall and it did cut it. It just took longer and I had to go at different angles to get it to cut into the grass. The reason why it's more difficult for a real mower to cut the grass when it gets too tall is because the real mower will actually sort of flatten down the grass that's too tall. Instead of getting it in the blades, in between the blades and the reel, it will get flattened down and it will have a hard time getting in there where the cutting blade is. Another tip is mowing the same path twice. Go one direction and then go back over it the other direction. That will make sure to get any little things that are sticking up. Another thing is, I have read comments from people who have bought the mower and they said when they got it out of the box and they tried to use it, it would not cut the grass. There's probably a couple of reasons for that. One, the grass may have gotten far too tall for it to cut, and the other reason is the cutting blade might need to be adjusted, and it's really easy to do. As you can see, there are some adjustment screws. Now if you tighten the screws that are closest to the cutting blade, it will push the cutting blade away from the reel. So if it's getting jammed up and it's just not able to turn at all, you may need to do that. But on the other hand, if you loosen the screws, it will make it easier for the cutting blade to get closer to the reel. And the way you do that is you will loosen those screws, and then you'll go to the other screws that are farther away from the cutting blade, and you will tighten those. And when you tighten those, it pushes the back of the cutting blade, the very back edge of the cutting blade, it pushes it away and it'll angle the blade upwards towards the reel. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it works. And if you keep doing that, you can get it adjusted. And another way to kind of test it out is if you put a slip of paper in between the cutting blade and the reel, and if you get everything kind of touching the paper, if you get the reel and the cutting blade kind of sandwiching that paper and touching that paper, then you've probably got it just about right. I hope that sort of interests you in maybe trying out a reel lawnmower if you have a smaller lawn, and if you're interested in something that doesn't put out exhaust fumes into the air, something that's quieter and just, you know, maybe more environmentally friendly, and maybe you want to get a little more of a workout when you're mowing the lawn. So I guess that's about it. I hope you found this video useful, and I want to thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and you guys take care out there. I'll see you next time. Bye!